The Cardano mania continues. Cardano now only around 8% away from $1 as it hits another target that we just talked about in last night's video. Is this madness, this insanity, going to continue, or is it time for a throwback? What's up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that subscribe, hit that like on the way in. It means a lot to me as we grow this YouTube channel. Are you serious with Cardano right now? I was just texting a buddy, a neighbor of mine. I'm just like, this is kind of getting ridiculous. It's kind of, I've been in crypto for years, and it's starting to look like something I've never seen. And it's starting to remind me of the end of last bull market. And I think that's the disconnect for me, is we're not at the end of the bull market, at least in my very true opinion. And if you look at the rest of the crypto space, I mean, the vibes aren't there. This isn't a parabolic end of bull market type of deal. But look at this, Cardano, number 4 behind Tether, almost getting ready to take over Tether. You know, a couple billion behind. Will it happen? We're gonna track it. We'll see. Officially would put Cardano in the top 3: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano. Imagine that. And Cardano still lagging way behind Ethereum. So we're gonna keep a track on that. But look at this chart, everybody. Here was the last bull market. This is Cardano. You know, didn't have a lot of time in the last bull market. Probably one of the most bullish things that got me into Cardano is this is Cardano's first full cycle of a bull market. First bull cycle, full bull cycle. And, you know, we've been tracking this really since right back here when Cardano got this break out of this trend line. So much upside from that area, you know, that 5 to 10 cent area. When $1.33 was an all-time high, it's kind of a no-brainer as crypto in general getting ready to enter the bull market. And you see the chart now, what is happening here. This is kind of putting technicals aside, potentially something bigger than technicals. And I think that's why Cardano so far is just defying the odds, defying the charts. Now, we don't know exactly what is going on behind the scenes, but there is a lot of speculation of the big, very big news getting ready to drop for Cardano. And there's multiple choices. There's multiple options. Everybody guessing what it is. And we're yet to see what that is. But one thing is true. There is a massive amount of buying. And who is buying is probably the question we should be asking. A lot of it being retail, but I think a lot of it, I think, opinion. A lot of it not so much retail. So here's a clip from yesterday. Let's talk about the technicals, what's going on the charts. Cardano is going to break to the downside. We might be looking at like a 60-cent Cardano in play in the shorter term. If it continues to the upside, we're probably looking, and this sounds crazy, but 90 cents could happen very quick to the upside. So it sounds crazy. Well, it sounded crazy because we just hit our 75-cent target. We're at 75 cents, I think, right, in that video. Cardano's at 75 cents in that video just last night. I don't even think it was 24 hours ago. We hit this target. This was a 75-cent target out of this rising wedge we were tracking. So it was kind of a target in play, and we hit it. And when we did the video last night, we had this kind of upward channel. This is a 6-hour chart. We can dig into this in a second. And we had the target to the upside in that 90-cent area. And here we are, just like not even a day later, Cardano, I guess, hitting right around 94, 95 cents and consolidating right now. And the question is, and I put it in the thumbnail, I think, like, is it almost getting ready to stop? Like, when is this going to be over? And that's kind of the question I want to explore. To the upside, I also mentioned in the intro, I mean, we're talking about an 8% move to $1. This is something that, especially with all the hype, this could happen so quick. Will there be resistance? I could speculate about resistance or just Cardano blowing through $1, but I'm just going to sit back and just watch what happens, and we're going to track it from there. But what I want to focus on is in this very minutes as I do this video, because we hit our 90-cent target, and every time we hit targets, I look for consolidation. I look for just some type of resistance, and here we are. We got it. I mean, from last night's video, we're in the very short term. This is the hourly. We're getting that 90-cent range, a little bit above 90-cent resistance, consolidation. So far on the hourly chart, it's interesting to kind of see this hourly candle. It does seem every time recently, and I'm talking, you know, the last week or two, every time Cardano just starts dipping a little, it gets bought up so quickly. And I ask myself the question, what is that? You know, and I get it. It's just supply demand, but what is going on behind the scenes that's causing such demand? And so here's what I'm looking at from purely technical perspective. We have this kind of trend line that has started around February 5th, and you can just see it. Very clear higher lows, obviously higher highs. In the very simple short term, and I'm watching Bitcoin a lot as well. Bitcoin's consolidating. Bitcoin's not doing anything crazy lately, but I am watching for a potential dip for Bitcoin, and I feel like that could very much just very simply translate for a dip for Cardano in this 20-cent range for this new higher low area in the 75-cent range, 75, 80-cent range. That's crazy that's now support for Cardano. But what's really telling to me, if that were to happen, is this theory of, well, how long are these dips lasting? And we've talked about this a lot for Bitcoin because of the demand factor. They're not lasting very long for Bitcoin either, but in the very short term for Cardano, they're really not lasting long. These dips, they're getting bought up. So in a scenario, this is going to tell us a lot, I think, in terms of the bullishness of Cardano, what kind of wicks we see if there is a dip to that 75 to 80 cent range. That's what I'm really anticipating. To the upside, everybody, this is just, it's crazy we're hitting these targets to the upside. You could even, I mean, you could probably chart now. We have these higher highs back here. We have new higher highs. We definitely have this rising broadening wedge, which is just, you know, crazy to say we have a breakout target really to like the $1.20 range. $1.20 is pretty much the breakout target to the bullish direction. And then to the downside, we have obviously what we just talked about to this trend line around 20% and a potential breakout to the, you know, outside of that into that 50 to 60 cent range, I would say. And I do want to talk about that briefly. If we look at the technical analysis we've been doing recently, this rising, I guess I should say just this, rising wedge, rising channel, we broke out of that. And on this YouTube channel, at the very least, I always look at and remember these trend lines that we've broken out of, at least for the short to midterm. And so we're still in the very short term from breaking out of that. This is a 6-hour chart. There's always potential for downside. So that 56 range, I want to just tell everybody, this is awesome. You know, we've been accumulating Cardano for a while here at Crypto Capital Venture, and this is very fun, and I'm enjoying this. And trust me, I think there's way more upside to go in this bull market. I just did a video the other day about that. But I always am just mindful of downside, and this is what it looks like. This is a drastic downside scenario. If this happened, it's not just Cardano dipping. This is like everything probably dipping. We're talking 30, 40% to the downside potentially. If Bitcoin, if we get that type of just dip that it does. The thing is, like, I've talked about dips a lot over the years, and almost always they happen. It takes a little patience, but in recent months, the last couple months, they happen, but they're so not as strong and they're so not as long. They get bought up very quickly. So truly, the thing on the short term that I'm watching on this Cardano chart, yes, we have the $1.20 target to the upside, everybody, as I do this video. Last night we're at 75 cents. I'm talking about 90 cents. I'm saying that's crazy. Well, now I'm here at 92 cents talking about $1.20. And again, I can say that's crazy, but it's in play. If we get this continued bullish rise on Cardano charts. But to the downside, really, it's this trend line that is extremely interesting to me. And it really is at 75 to 80 cent area that I'm watching for Cardano if we get that dip. And then in the short term, you know, let's just see. Maybe we'll trade sideways. How it interacts with up here is just kind of is anybody's guess. And will we get a breakout? If you see Cardano break this 96 to 97 cent area and really start closing in even an hourly candle above towards that 98 cent area, it's going to be tough to sleep tonight. That's all. If you're watching Cardano, if you're holding Cardano, it's going to be crazy. Two pennies away from $1. So this is my technical analysis today, everybody. Cardano's just making moves. It's doing some crazy things. And truly, there's room for consolidation, but as I've been saying lately, this is just the beginning. So hit that subscribe, hit that like. I appreciate you cruising by. I really do. See you in the next video. Have an awesome day, and God bless.